The list of Arsenal's injured players keeps on growing day by day. A number of players have been added on that list of the injured players at Arsenal. Remember, we've had a couple of injuries this season. A number of our players have gotten injured, some long-term, some short-term, and some of them have not even played a single match on this season 2024-2025. Bukayo Saka, injured. Ben White, injured. Zinchenko, injured. Martinelli, injured. Timber, injured. Havertz, injured. Tierney, injured. Odegaard, injured. Partey, injured. A couple of our players are getting injuries, and I want to tackle this issue of the injuries on individual players that have gotten injured on this period. The question that most of Arsenal supporters and Arsenal fans worldwide are asking themselves right now is, will these injuries affect us in a way that we are not able to carry the EPL or these other cups that we are participating on? Or is it that these injuries are going to affect the way we are playing? Or is it that these injuries are going to make us now try to be more tactful on how we are approaching different matches this season? Are these injuries going to make us lose a couple of matches that are coming in the next coming fixtures, especially this October and early November? Another question that every Arsenal supporter is asking: when are our players coming back, these players that are injured? So on this video, I will try to tackle and try and look on individual players and see how bad their injury is. Are they close to coming? How far are they on the injuries? And when will they come back to start playing on for us as Arsenal? To begin with, remember the first international break, we lost Odegaard, and we lost Odegaard for a couple of months. 2 months to be precise. And some rumors had come out on the media saying that Odegaard is not going to play because he got a setback, and that is not going to come back late October, but he will come back at the beginning of December or late November. But Arsenal came out and said that there is no setback of such kind, that he is on point and could still come back and play at the end of this October. So which means chances are that maybe Odegaard, maybe he could play for us on that game against Liverpool, a game that we need to be very tactful. We need a chance creator, we need an IQ player to come in and play for us. Okay? And then, as if that is not enough, on this international break that just took place the other day, that is has just ended, we lost Saka. Saka was subbed on the 50-something minute on the game England versus Greece. And speculations have been out here that Saka could be having an hamstring injury. But the magnitude of that injury is something that is yet to be verified. How worse is it? How bad is it? Is it something that, is it mild, or is it complicated as they come? Or how bad is it? According to a couple of sources, they are saying that he is doubtful of playing. Maybe it's just a mild injury and could play. And according to this source of mine, it is saying that it is an hamstring, yes, but it's doubtful whether he will play the next few matches or the next game, or rest for a couple of games and then play. So, having said so, does it mean that on that game against Bournemouth, Saka is not going to play? The game against Shakhtar Donetsk, is he going to play? The game against Liverpool, is he going to play? And if you are to put him out to rest at least on these 2 matches, then is he ready? Is Saka ready for that game against Liverpool? Because that is a game that we need our squad at least 95%, so that we can be able to be more competitive on Liverpool and be able to get to beat them, or at least on the lower side get a draw. So will he be ready on that game? This is something that we are yet to know. We will know in the coming few days, and especially on Saturday when you are playing against Bournemouth. If he begins, then I know he is okay. And then, as if that is not enough, Then now we have Martinelli, who is added onto that list of injured players. Now Martinelli has been playing as number 11 on that wing. So if Martinelli is not on that wing, and they're saying that he has got a calf injury, and the expected date of return could be early November, so which means clearly Martinelli is going to miss that game against Bournemouth, Shakhtar Donetsk, and the game against Liverpool, and the game against Preston. Maybe he's going to come in early November. So then, who do you play if Martinelli is not on that wing? Who do you play? Do you play with Sterling? Is Sterling the better option of playing on that wing? And I've seen how Sterling played on the previous game that he played, does he deserve to start from that wing? Does Arteta have an option of playing another player on that wing? Remember, if Odegaard is not on the next game, he's not on the next game, then it means Martinelli is not on the next game. Then it means Trossard will play as a number 10. So then, who is going to play as a number 11? These are some of the questions that are running in the minds of Arteta right now. Or will he play Jesus as a number 11? But just even before you talk about Jesus playing at number 11, then I take you to the next injury. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz injury is, they're saying that he could be coming late October. So maybe on that game against Liverpool is when he's going to be ready to play, because they are saying he's got a knee injury. And a knee injury, just like the knee injury that Odegaard, our captain, got, it is something that can get complicated in the due process, or could even get, if it's not as serious, it could get better. But you don't want to risk him again. You want him to be to be at 100% before you put him on the pitch to play for us. But again, he has been one of the most clinical players that we've had as Arsenal. So how then do we cover? Because Jesus now, if you play Jesus on the number 11, so who are you playing as number 9? I don't know if you're seeing the magnitude of the complications that you are facing right now out of these injuries that you are facing as Arsenal. Very complicated. As if that is not enough, and I will come back and try to see how we can fix. As if that is not enough, even Partey, who has been very influential on this season, on cutting in and cutting out on all moves by the opponents, has also gotten injured. And they are saying for Partey, he's got a muscle injury. And this could take up to late October. So which means Partey is not going to be on that game against the Bournemouth and against Shakhtar Donetsk on the Champions League. Maybe he could be on that game against Liverpool. Maybe. So then, if you are the coach as Arteta, then how do you get to give out a lineup, or how do you get to play the next few matches? Who do you play on these numbers? Because as it is, assume Saka is not on the pitch, then who plays as number 7? Assume Martinelli is not on the pitch, then who plays as number 11? Havertz, who has been a very clinical player, is not there. So who begins as number 10? Partey, who is injured, as our CDM, then who begins as our CDM? Is it Jorginho? And if you were to begin with Jorginho, then who do you play as number 8? Okay, Declan Rice will play at number 8, and then number 10. But in this case, for me, some people would argue and say, because now Partey is injured, and we have an option of bringing Mourinho and playing him at number 10, then it means that Jorginho would play as number 6. This is the possible outcome that I'm foreseeing in the next coming fixtures. Jorginho to begin as number 6, and then number 8 Declan Rice, number 10 Mourinho. This is the possible outcome that I'm seeing. And if you're not playing Mourinho then as number 10, then you're playing the youngster, the new star, the one and only Nwaneri on that number 10 to help you now to be able to cover in for that Trossard number 10 role that he has been playing at Arsenal. So that then you can take Trossard on the wing, so that Trossard can play on the wing as number 11. And then Jesus can play in as our number 9. Or alternatively you can say, let Sterling begin from the number 11 wing, and then take Trossard as a false 9, And then Jesus to play in is a number 11. Is number 7 on the position of Saka. So it's a complication that right now is affecting the manager as they go by. So how then will we survive as Arsenal? Are we going to survive out of this? Of course, we have survived before we never thought that having had Odegaard injured, that we would have survived this long without even losing out of all of our 10 fixtures that we have played. And we have survived. So then, will we survive on this one? Do we have a chance of surviving? Very possible, because we have a bench that is also ready to play. But again, you realize again, even on the defense, we also have a couple of problems, especially on that right back. Then who is going to play there? Timber is injured. Tomiyasu is getting okay. Of course, is getting into the game slowly by slowly. He has only played, I think, a match. So is he the one that is going to start now? Or do you start with Ben White? Ben White is also very doubtful whether he's going to play or not. So then do you start with who on that wing? So it's like a complication. It's a circle that is complicated. Now, let's take a look at the fixtures that you're going to face and see how many fixtures these our injured players are going to miss. So Arsenal, we have got the next few matches that we're playing. We are playing against Bournemouth on the Vitality Stadium on Saturday. It means most of the players that are injured are going to miss that game. And especially those that are doubtful. This game, I know it's going to be a game that is not going to be that tough on us. So I feel like the manager can do a lot of squad rotation so that he can be able to give time to these players that are injured to recover. Then we've got Shakhtar Donetsk on the Champions League, a very crucial match. Remember, we need to qualify on the Champions League as top 8 teams on that league on the Champions League, so that we can go directly into the round of 16 as the first qualifiers. You understand the new rule of the Champions League? So how then does he play on that game? Now, on the 27th of this month, October, we've got to play Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium. At least, by the time we are facing Liverpool, we would be having like around 90% of the squad. Even maybe our captain Odegaard could be there. And a couple of these players that are injured. So, these players that are injured are going to miss those 2 matches against Bournemouth and Shakhtar Donetsk. That is my prediction. And then on that game against Liverpool, I feel like most of them are going to be there. And as much as they're going to be there, I feel like they will start from the bench. You understand? So then, on the game against Preston on the 30th of October, most of our players are going to be there on the EFL. And then from there against Newcastle, I feel like we'll be at 95% there and about by the time we are getting to November. But again, the question is this: will other players that are okay right now get injured? Then what we need to hope for and pray for is Arsenal supporters and fans worldwide is that no more of our players are going to get into the injury situation. Because that injury situation, which we avoided last season, the entire of the season, if these our players start getting injured the way I'm seeing right now, then we are in trouble. Because then it confuses the manager on arranging the first team. Then it means you have to keep on rotating and rotating and rotating and to be able to cover in for the injured players. But again, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is the time when the youngsters, other players would come in and of course get to prove a point that they can play. So I don't know. I don't know what this is gonna hold for us, these injuries. The question that I'm gonna ask: do you think this is going to affect the way we are going to play this season? These injuries that we are facing right now. What are your thoughts? Talk to me on the comment section there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Mr. Joe. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Salute you. Adios, amigos.